Man, the amount of money that I've invested in e-learning, in courses, in masterminds. What the heck? What am I supposed to be doing? Some things like some courses move me forward. In retrospect, others are just insecurities and grabbing at straws for solutions to problems I don't really have. This was an email I received recently from a client, and I thought it was a really great opportunity to touch on this subject of how do we ensure that the investments we're either planning on making or that we have made are actually giving us a return on our investment. So my name is Amber Duggar, founder of Profit for Keeps. And if you're new here, welcome. Please hit the like and subscribe if you find this video informative. If you're looking for more tips on cash flow, profit first for online business, wealth consciousness, and really just making sure that your business fits the life that you really desire. I'm so grateful you're here. We're really excited to be touching on the subject today because there are more and more courses out there, masterminds, all sorts of different experiences, and it can be a really confusing thing to determine what is the next thing I really need in my business. So I've put together a list of questions that I ask myself when I'm about to invest in something, and I'm hoping that this will help you as well. So the very first thing I ask myself is, what is the result or the solution that I desire? Before even looking at a course, I'm just looking at what are my goals for the next quarter or the next 6 months, and what is it that I'm going to need in terms of support? What tools do I need? What skill sets do I need? What do I need in terms of maybe something that's not my genius zone? Looking and seeing the things that I actually need. The next question I ask myself is, okay, well, I've now found a course that I'm evaluating to hit those particular results that I'm desiring or to touch on the skill set that I need. So does this course actually meet those expectations? Does it speak to me in giving me that result? Or is it speaking to a different result that sounds amazing, but it's not actually what I really need right now? This is a key thing because no matter how great a course is, or an experience or a mastermind, I'm using these interchangeably, it's so important that it's actually meeting your highest priority and need. So those two things right off the bat, I think a lot of people tend to skip over and instead get caught up in the shininess and the excitement and the emotional response that the person selling the program to you is really hoping to evoke. Okay, so getting really clear on what is the actual result that I need and what is the tool that's going to help me get there, looking at that program and then going back to the same question. Does the copy, does the program, do the testimonials all speak in a way that is showing me my future self, and is this what I really need? Does it align with that expectation that I set for myself? So the other things that I really like to ask myself are, what are my other expectations of this course or experience? Am I expecting to have one-on-one support? Am I expecting to be able to do XYZ? List down your expectations and compare that with the components of the experience or course. Are you going to find yourself getting frustrated? Unmet expectations are the root of all frustration. So being able to mitigate those frustrations before you even put a dollar down can really save you a whole bunch of heartache and frustration. So I then ask myself, do I see evidence that this experience or course will meet those expectations that I've listed down? And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's like, you know what, I really wanted this to be the solution, but it's not. And that's okay too. But you just saved yourself thousands of dollars by allowing yourself to truly see the facts, right? So this is a really fun exercise that I've done before, and I encourage you to do it to really see what the power of investing in yourself, and on the other hand, also being a conduit of investment for your own clients, is so incredibly powerful. Okay, so what I want you to do is actually look through the last, the time frame will depend on the amount of years that you've been in business. Maybe you just got started and this won't be something you can do right away, or perhaps you've been in business 5 years and you can look over the last 3 years of investments. I want you to make a list of the things that you have invested in. It can be on a piece of paper. It's a very simple exercise. You list those out, then you list the price point of those investments. And then the next column, you put down a rough percentage of the amount that you actually completed the course. And when I mean complete, I don't mean going through all the modules, doing all the exercises. I'm asking you, how much did you get out of what you thought you were supposed to get out of that, in terms of your expectation of the result or the skill set that you're wanting to obtain? Did you go through the work and did you apply it and did it get you that result? And then you list that in the third column. What is surprising is that many times when people do this, the more that they have invested up front correlates very strongly with the amount of effort, time, and priority that is placed on the action required in that particular course. And so therefore, the result is typically much higher and more aligned with what you were looking for originally. For example, if you've ever done a B school or been to B school, it's a $2,000 investment. And for a new business, that's a substantial amount of money because the investment muscle has not been exercised. Over time, the business becomes more robust, more sound, more profitable, and then it is easier to make these investments in the future for, sometimes 10, 20 times that amount. That said, it's the act of investing in yourself, and that price point for someone who is just getting started in business is really saying to that person, this is a big deal to me. I would rather put $2,000 of my own money towards being able to set myself up to amplify my message, to learn faster than if I were trying to figure this out on my own. And therefore, I'm going to sit down, make a plan, get a notebook, apply this, create a whole blueprint to make this happen. Okay. Now, if you are down the line and let's say you invest in something and it's a $2,000 course and you've been investing in $30,000 masterminds, that may sit in your Dropbox. It may no longer be the price point that's going to get you into action. So this is veering a little bit more into how price point can really play into whether or not this is a priority for us. And I think this exercise will really help you see what your price point is that gets you into action. This doesn't always play true. Sometimes there's that one-off course, it's $100 that you go through the entire thing, apply everything, and you get an amazing return out of it. There are other things that you can invest $10,000 in and then not touch it. So I want you to go through that exercise. And then what I'd love to hear from you is, what was your best investment and why? And the number one thing you learned from your quote, worst investment. Because we always learn. That's why there are no bad investments out there. You always take something away. And another thing is, sometimes you're investing just for the relationships, just for the people, to be around people on the same level as you are in business. That can be a beautiful thing. And you may not get anything out of the actual program, but you get a lifetime of relationships and connections by being in a mastermind, for example. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm really looking forward to hearing how you invest in your business and what you have found to be really good investments and why. And if you have not yet, I highly recommend you join our free Facebook community. You can go to amberdugger.com/community. And this is a place for like-minded online service-based professionals and online businesses can come together, and we're really breaking down the taboo of not speaking about money and making it an open conversation. We talk about cash flow, profit first, wealth consciousness, and really anything to do with numbers and business and life. So thanks again for watching. Until next time, much love to you.